good one. And, of course, the defending champ, South Africa, will be up trying to win first. Joining me in the commentary box is Chris Rogers. Good morning, Chris.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Looking forward to this. My first experience here at the Hong Kong Sixers. You've seen plenty of them, though, haven't you, Ryan? Hong Kong don't have a home ground advantage here?
Well, I think they do. I think these players that we have here, Bubba Hyatt on strike and Jamie Atkinson, is going to be a very, very potent combination. They practice their sixes. I know in the past they've done very well in the competition. So, look, I think Hong Kong are one of the early favourites, to be honest, because literally they play more about this sort of game than anyone else. We actually have sixes competitions here. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting few days, so to speak. But, look, let's sit back. Let's strap ourselves in, Chris, because this is going to be some action aplenty, let me tell you.
Just got a little pause before the first ball.
Play.
Here we go. Looks like a leg ball to start us off, which is a fantastic start.
But not surprising, Ryan, the first shot we saw was an attempted six, wasn't it?
Well, it's going to be that every ball, Chris. It's funny, a single is almost like a dot ball in normal cricket. And there you go, a dot ball is absolutely priceless.
Well, he's looking for that wrap already, because the two fielders on the leg side, one standing at a wide mid-on and one a forward square leg on the boundary. So there's a big gap down and fine leg.
There you go, and there's number 6, number 1. Over she goes. Jamie Atkinson gets us underway.
And that was literally a pitching wedge, wasn't that? That's just a tiny little chip, and it's still gone about 7 or 8 rows back.
Just a little bit of width, gave himself a little bit of room and got enough on it. A lot of nets up around the ground to save those spectators who aren't paying full attention. Again, trying to go on the offside, looking for 2.
I can't imagine there's too many quick run 2s on this oval, right?
I'll go as far as saying there won't be a 3-run, Chris. Sayabokwe, he's bowled well. And again, Hyatt down the ground. This is going to go away for a boundary. Absolutely, 4 more.
So, Ryan, you have played in quite a few of these tournaments. What's a winning score, you think?
Oh. Well, yeah, anything around the 75 to 90 mark. 75 to 85, you're par, I think. Last ball of the over. Going downtown and going large.
Nice.
6 more.
Oh, he's just cleared the Hublot sign there. He nearly got 12 for that, didn't he? It's just gone over the top.
But he hit it too far. Maybe those Hublot signs are too close, Chris. End of over 1. No, here you go. The end of over 1. 18 off it. We had a single, a dot ball, and another single. We've still got 18. So, look, mate, 100. You're looking at 100 plus now. Let's be honest, and the bats are bigger, the boys are stronger. Man of the match if you go for 8 and over. Number 1 is going to take over. Irwi bowling off spin. That's high. That could be out. In fact, it is. The first wicket of the competition. Jamie Atkinson is on his way.
Almost a little bit of surprise there for the bowler, wasn't it?
Well, the miss hits, you just don't expect it to not go to the boundary, but he didn't get any of it at all. Took the pace off, bowling right arm off spin, and Jamie Atkinson, unfortunately, is on his way.
Did you see the little celebration from the South Africans then? They all put their hand in. What do you call that? That's an American thing, that, is it?
Mate, I'm sure you're with your dancing days, Chris. You would have been doing that sort of stuff. Second ball, that's going to be a boundary for sure. Bubba Hyatt hit that very hard down the ground. One of the shorter boundaries on this ground. The replacement batsman is Nizakat Khan for Hong Kong. Another one of the dashing players. Ball number 3. That's going to go over the fence for sure. There's a 6.
You think you got hold of that one,
No,
Ron?
not at all. You could hear it in the effects mic. He only got half a millimetre of bat on that. Oh, listen to the sound. He's got nowhere near that. He hits that harder, and has he picked the fielder out? No, he hasn't. 4 more. High, on fire here in over number 2.
Well, Nikhil, our fellow commentator, made a good point.
Oh, it's a wide. That's going to cost you a couple and bowl it again. That's
in the
hurts.
in the preview about using your best 2 fast bowlers for the first 2 overs, and South Africa have obviously opted with the off spin.
Oh, a bit of a slog. I don't even know what to say about that. That was a hack. But it races away. 4 more. So here we go. So you have to retire on 31. He's 28. Has to load up. This would be a great result for Hong Kong. Getting one in the shed. Last ball of the over, and it's going to go large. Yes, of course it is. There's 6 over cover. And Bubba Hyatt, the captain, it's time to say goodbye.
Well, that's... What have we got? 26 off that over, was it?
26.
26 off that over with a wicket. I'm not convinced the off spin was the right option here in the second over.
Well, I think you got to try something a bit different. You're bowling offies. I think you got to bowl around the wicket maybe,
okay,
and attack the stumps. You can just see every time there's a fraction of width, and you've got that ability to free your arms, mate, you're in for the world of hurt. Some more spin.
Leg spin.
This will be interesting. Dry leg spinner from South Africa. All short. Gets away with it. Nizakat Khan facing his first ball. Gets a single to start his way. And the new batsman is Azaz Khan, a good all-rounder here from Hong Kong. Generally opens the bowling, as well as hits the ball hard. Scored 80 off 30 rocks in a local game here recently. Fast leg spinner.
Oh.
Does he get a piece of it? Does he get enough of it? Yes, he does. 6 to start his game. Now, just remembering for everyone at home, if you get to 31, you must retire. Now, if you've lost all your wickets, you can come back in later, which is handy. Have one retired in the sheds is always a good thing to have.
You said that. Why is that?
Well, you just basically, next ball, again going to that onside, it gives you a little bit of security where you can go hard at it. And if you've got guys who can't bat, you pretty much tell them to walk in and get themselves run out first ball or knock your stumps down to get your good boy back in. It's been a good over. That's going to go long, down, straight, and 6. It's a frustrating game for bowlers, this, Chris.
It's not your standard leg spin, though. This is he's trying to bowl as fast as he possibly can. He's just dropped short a couple of times. One disappeared over mid-wicket, and then one straight back over his head. That was almost baseball.
Yeah. Sitting back in the crease here, and oh, he gets away with it. Tried to hit that is one aspect of the game that you'll see. The batsmen who try and hit the ball too hard get themselves in a little bit of trouble, because let's be honest,
you don't
have to hit it very far. But just you watch a few times, especially the younger ones, trying to hit the ball way too hard. So it's been not a bad over so far.
Oh,
he's got a piece of that, and that's going to go all the way for another 6.
Well, that sounded good off the back, didn't it? It went flat. Probably is going to be a few crowd killers there today, wouldn't there?
Make sure you're watching in the crowd, please. But guess what, Chris? I give it. That's a wrong one out of the back of the hand there, but he got enough piece of it. But I promise you, by about 2 o'clock, some of the patrons will be enjoying a Peroni or 2, I would have thought. And the attention span might be getting a little bit shorter by this afternoon. So that is all the fun and fashion of the Sixers.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing them diving for cover, that's for sure.
Well, I'll be making sure that I'll be standing behind a net if I was at the ground. Here we go. Medium pace, the first ball from Dry is going to be out, is it? Yes, very good catch. Great piece of fielding. See, Bosqui made some good ground to his left and took the catch nicely. There's a cat, thought he had enough of it. Made good ground, made sure he stayed in, very nicely done. Big wicket.
Great catch there by Seb Bosqui because he was close to the boundary too. He had to know exactly how far he was away. Took a dive, but stayed inside the field to play.
Azaz Khan on strike here. Next ball, that's going to be high. Fielder thinks he's a chance. Is he? No way.
Batsman didn't even run there, and he knew that as soon as it came off the bat, that was a maximum.
Here we go, lining up again. Fine, that's an appeal. And down, caught down the leg side. No way. It's the worst way to get out.
Not only that, but he walked.
Oh, we brought him up well here in Hong Kong, mate. It was short, went for the pull shot, just got a glove on it. Wicketkeeper doing a nice piece of work. That's a big wicket. All of a sudden...
And that AZ has 21 off 6, I think it was there.
21 off 6. All of a sudden, Hong Kong are 3 down. Ehsan Nawaz comes to the crease. Now Ehsan, another opening bowler, has had a very good local season. Was at the Kowloon Cricket Club, has now moved up to the Hong Kong Cricket Club. And starts his innings with a 6.
Oh. Well, Seb Bosqui was actually standing out there on the cover boundary. He was lining up to jump and take a specky above his head, but it just cleared him.
Next ball, leg by. It's good over. Fantastic over so far. It's Dry doing the damage. 2 for 12 so far off his 5 deliveries. How can he finish this over? Getting in and out of the overs is so important. He's going to get out of it with a big 6 to finish. That's what he's going to do. Although the fielder thought he was a chance. He was lurking there with intent. The Virgin Atlantic Tournament 6s so far. If you just joined us, we're in over 3. We're up to 9.
I think that was Uwe out at deep mid-off.
Oh,
and he's almost ended up over the fence there, hasn't he? Great commitment.
Well, hopefully the patron there is serving him a nice cold one.
I was going to ask you there, Ryan. We had 2 new batsmen in on 0. Is that something you don't want to happen? But then they've both come out and hit 6s straight away. So it almost doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter. You're just hoping. But a set batsman is always nice to have. But here we go. Last over. Low full toss. He's going to get away with that. Just the single. Oh, going to come back for 2. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Ehsan Nawaz run out. And Hong Kong lose their 4th wicket in the final over. They are now 4 for 85. And here we were speaking about at the start, what's a good score? I don't think anyone knows a good score, Chris, until you get through, I reckon, the first 4 or 5 games, we're not going to know. But here you go. You get yourself run out. The lower order players get themselves out. Bubba Hyatt comes back to the wicket. Now you got your best player in to face 5 balls. Let's hope he can clear the rope 5 times for Hong Kong, and suddenly your score goes through the roof.
Well, they're eyeing up 100 here at least, aren't they? 5 balls to go.
Here we go. Bubba Hyatt back on strike. Down to mid-off. Only going to get one. What an over so far from Adams. 2 off it.
Yeah, good result there to get Bubba Hyatt off strike as well.
Yes, enough wood on that. That's going to run away for 4. Ehsan Khan, who'll bowl some good off spinners later on in this match. More than handy with the bat.
But that's what you were talking about earlier, Ryan. Just giving a little bit of width for the batsman to free his arms. And, well, there's never going to be a fielder at third man, is there?
No chance. Next ball, mid-on. Going to only get 1. Again, another good delivery from Adams. He's got his length right. It's bowled quite full. Players haven't been able to get under it. 2 to go. Yeah, another single.
Very good bowl in that. You think about having variety, but in the end, maybe just going for the Yorker is the way to go.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a bye. And the end of a very good over. Literally 7 runs off the over. Is that the match-winning one? Well, it's 1 to go, sorry. 1 ball to go. Only 6 off the over so far. And he's bunted that straight down the mid-on, and that's out. A dismissal to finish the innings. Bubba Hyatt's on his way. Hong Kong.
Well, that could be the match-winning over, as you said, Ryan. What was that, 7 off the last over?
We've seen nothing but 19, 18s, 20s. Could be the over of the tournament almost. Bubba Hyatt just trying to bunt it down the ground to 6. Just couldn't get the angle that he wanted, and he's on his way. Very good performance there from South Africa. And as we've got to go down and watch the toss of the coin for our next game.
The Hong Kong team is led out by their captain Bubba Hyatt, and they've got Nizar Khan.
Hello, yes, here for the second toss of the day between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. The captains are standing alongside me, and our match referee, Charlie Burke. Bangladesh, you have the honours, please, do the toss.
Heads.
Heads.
It's head. We're going to bowl first.
What have you like to do? To bowl first, and why is that?
I think it's a dimension of the grounds, first game of the series, so we just like to get into the groove of it and see how we go.
Yep. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now, Hassan, you've got a squad full of under-19s. Explain to me how you're going to mix it with the big boys.
Yeah, it's a good preparation for us. We have some good matches coming up for the under-19, so it will be a great opportunity for us to gain some experience.
Yeah. Well, all the best. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you, boys.
So here we go. This is some of the 6s that we saw throughout the Hong Kong innings. Jamie Atkinson and Bubba Hyatt started the ball rolling, so to speak. And you thought, what score's enough here? But as you can see, big boundaries down the ground, square of the wicket. That there was probably my favourite, off the back foot over cover. That was a beaut. Ehsan Khan hit one as well, just got it over enough, almost the catch. But eventually, Hong Kong, 95 for 5 off their 5 overs. As you can see, Hyatt 35 off his 10. Atkinson went early for 7, Khan for 6. And Azaz Khan a brisk 21 off 6. And that wrapped it up for Hong Kong. For the bowling card, look down the bottom there. F. Adams, 6 balls, 1 for 10. Will that be the match-winning over?
So South Africa need 96 runs and they've allotted 5 overs. The sides want to chase here, don't they, Ryan? They want to know exactly what they need to get. So I think that now that they know that they need 96, they'll be able to plan it from ball 1. So yeah, they should be favourites here.
I think so. I think it's one of those ones where you just don't know. In any tournament, you know, if you're playing a 50-over tournament somewhere and you're not quite sure of the wickets and you know how much is enough, whereas here, the dimensions of the ground, what is a good score? How hard do you have to go from the outside? You're pretty much thinking you're going to go hard every ball, but if you've never played here before, it's still to get it into the mindset to go, okay, well, we need to hit a 6 every ball almost.
Well, one of the keys I see, Ryan, is that a lot of these players wouldn't have played here before. So for me, it's almost going to be which is the team that picks up the tactics the quickest. For instance, we didn't see any bowlers bowling round the wicket there, and then we saw a lot of 6s go over the offside. So is it a tactic to come around the wicket and try to cramp players up?
Well, I must admit, I've always been a bit of a... You've got to have a theory. You've got to have a plan. And I think sometimes in the 6s, and you've only got 4 fielders, I'd like to see sometimes having 3 on one side, 1 on the other, and go, you know what, I'm just going to run in and bowl either leg stump or trying to get the batsman to hit me somewhere else. But you know, it may not work, but most things don't work here in the 6s of the bowling, so you may as well try something.
Well, what was interesting in that last over by Adams was he had a deep mid-on and a deep mid-wicket, but then no one else on the leg side, so it was a huge gap all the way from square leg round to fire leg. And it was only until the last ball where we saw one of the batsmen try to hit into that area that they were still trying to go over mid-on. So, you know, did Hong Kong miss a trick there?
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out pretty soon, because South Africa require 96 runs looks like it's going to be Cyril Irwi and Fahan Sayanvala to open the batting for South Africa. And the other thing that Hong Kong don't have in their team, which on reflection may come into it as well, is they had no left-hand batters. So as we can see here, straight up South Africa have a left-hander. It's going to be Bubba Hyatt to open the bowling, the skipper. Oof. And a dot ball to start.
Cyril Irwi has opened the bowling and the batting, so he's enjoying his 6s experience already, isn't he?
It's a pretty cool thing. Go home to tell Mum. Bang. Good contact. That's probably the longest. It's a good piece of fielding out there from Essen Khan. It's probably the longest boundary that we have here, down the ground to the right of screen.
Well, that is fantastic fielding, because he's got those railings just over there that he had to be aware of. If he kept going, he would have gone straight through there into the stand.
That's going to go down for 4, of course. Little leg glance to the shortest boundary in Kowloon Cricket Club. Hyatt, nice and full. That's good bowling. Full as you can, get hit to mid-off, mid-on. That's so far has been the best way to go. I've got a feeling Irwi can hit a long ball.
He swings hard, doesn't he?
Again, a bit of a change of pace from Hyatt. He's got away with this over very well so far, just 7 off.
Well, Hong Kong got 18 off their first over, didn't they? So already ahead in this game.
Last ball. Oh, that's good bowling. Fantastic over. 8 over. Of course, we're all about innovation here, Charlie, and one of the things that you'll see from for us is obviously the stumps and the Singer bails. We've brought everything along with us. Can't wait to see some of those light up. Fingers crossed we get someone gets bowled throughout this game so we can see it. Azaz Khan will be the new bowler for Hong Kong.
Well, do we have any quick bowlers who are going to be shattering those stumps.
Well, Azaz Khan is probably the quickest of the Hong Kong lads. Was at one point he was timed at around the high 130s, 140. I'm not convinced he'll be bowling at that pace today.
Well, you can't come off your full run here, can you?
No full run, and obviously
cricket.
on AstroTurf you don't have your spikes and stuff. So. Top edge. It's going to go all the way for 6 there. Unfortunately, when you bowl bounces and try something, you don't have to get a lot of wood on it.
Oh, I don't think it was a bounce. It looked about hip high. It's probably the worst place you could bowl, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you got to go full and full and full. That's better. Just a single.
Well, you see so many slower ball bounces and variations in, well, cricket, but the boundaries are so small here, aren't they? If you try that, you get it wrong. I mean, that's disappearing.
Yeah, that's going to go for 6 all day long, that.
Plus, with only 4 fielders, you're going to have 2 straight, aren't you?
Yeah.
So therefore, theoretically, you've got to go full on straight as much as possible.
Down the ground for 6 more. Yeah. Again, just got his length wrong. That's a genuine half volley, that was showing the exit gate.
Well, not only that, if you look here on the replay, I mean, that's a good 6 inches outside off stump, which allows the batsman to free his arms, and that's not what you want to do.
Fuller. That low full toss. Good fielding from Bubba Hyatt. Down there was Ehsan Khan. Nice piece of fielding. Saved a couple of runs there for sure.
We actually haven't seen hard running from the batsman yet, have we? Maybe it's a little bit early in the morning.
Full, there you go. That's a better delivery. And of course it goes for 4. It's a very, very harsh game. That was probably the one that he almost got correct. Nicely up in the block hole, but that cover boundary is so short.
Same bowler, he's managed to find the gap. Apparently his nickname is Farji. We're going to find out why though.
Down the ground, that's going to go for 4. Bubba Hyatt didn't even have a chance to make ground to that. And the end of the over. 22 offered. South Africa none for 30. Hit hard, batting deep in the crease. Fielder doesn't have a chance to move. So if you haven't seen the 6s before, here are the rules, so to speak. It's called the 6s because there's 6 players each. And if you can't get that rule, Chris, we're in trouble. But of course, as you look down the list, all 5 people have to bowl except for your wicketkeeper. And a batsman has to retire at 31. Nizakat Khan comes on, and he's probably got hit for the biggest 6 of the day so far. That is out of here.
Yes. I don't think we're getting that one back, are we, Ryan?
300 rocks we've got.
That's one less, that's for sure.
Nizakat Khan, he does bowl leg spin. He's bowling quite fast here, and it's halfway down, and that is going with it. Get the taxis out. Someone go get it, please. I'm pretty sure the tactics aren't bowl halfway down.
Well, if the batsman could have asked where he wants it, I think that's probably exactly right there, isn't it?
South Africa getting a move on now. Proper leg spinner there from Nizakat Khan. It's a much better delivery. He only gets hit for 2. So how are we going here? Halfway through their innings, 44 on the board. Hong Kong, as you can see there, were 1 for 58 at the same time. A little bit behind, but you can catch up so fast, especially when you keep hitting 6s onto the roof. Thank you very much. So
is that 3 balls
Virgin
lost in
Athletic
this over?
Tournament, the Sixers are up there. He's on 29. He needs to...
You have to bowl straight.
You have to bowl straight. So Irwin is 29. He needs to retire in a second. Well, how's he going to retire on? Oh, it's a good... He's only going to get the single. He'll retire.
Nizakat Khan, he wasn't that keen.
Only going to...
Or was it?
Nice. No. Short one. Gets away with it, but they're going to take a bye. Got away with it. So here's Irway. This is what he did. Just flick the first one off the hip, hit the next one even further, and just to make sure those balls weren't lonely, he hit the third one straight up into the same area. He very quickly moved on to 30. Sayanvala is 21. 2 overs to go. 40 required. 42 required. Ehsan Nawaz. Bang. Welcome to bowling here at the Sixers, Ehsan. That one's onto Cox's Road.
Now, this is Hong Kong's tournament. Well, I'm not sure they're getting the tactics right here, Ryan.
I say this as a coach now, Buck, you can talk tactics all day, but if you don't go out and deliver, you look like an idiot.
Well, just keep bowling length. You've got to get it in that block hole.
Get it up, get it up. That's going to be a wide. So we have 8 off the first 1 ball, really, when you think about it. That's just too wide. Score 62. That's going to be even wider. That actually swung. The new rock actually swung.
Are you sure that swung, or he just bowled that wide? It looked like it did.
Not a good over so far.
That nearly went to slip.
Oh, that did actually have national shape. Oh, here it comes. I'm going to get a catch here. It's coming up our way. It's going to go all the way for 6.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. And therefore, he's had to retire, hasn't he?
Sayanvala retires. Fantastic innings, 33 from just 10 deliveries. Of course, he can come back later on if you lose wickets.
That's got to be a bit of relief for Hong Kong as well, because these 2 batsmen have been unstoppable.
Yeah, there's always that pressure in for that new batsman. Just to see, look at that, beautiful stroke of the bat. Nice swing. Here we go. Short. Could be out. First ball. He is. Hit it straight down mid-off stroke.
Aubrey Swainpole's just come out. First ball he's faced in Sixers cricket and chip one straight down the mid-off.
Mate, I don't care what form of the game he's getting out first ball sucks. There's no sugarcoating it. No. I bet your next game he's going to nudge a single to get off the mark.
He's just watched the other guys just chip him in over the boundary. Thought this is going to be easy.
So here we go. Irwin's on 30, so he must retire at 31. So he'll want a piece of this, and it's going to be a leg bye. Again, a little bit of shape there from Nawaz. So what started off being not the greatest of overs just started to pull it back. And it's going to be the right arm off spinner to bowl the final over of the innings.
Well,
so that could be interesting.
They need to minimise the damage of these last 2 balls.
Bouncer doesn't work. It's out of here again.
Into the trees behind the stand there too.
Well, on that side of the ground, they actually use a children's playground that they have to close for the weekend, because the last thing we want is some kiddies in there getting knocked on the head. Last ball. Edge, and edge for 4. Away it goes, the over is done.
10 off the last 2 balls, that's hurt.
South Africa will now need 15 from the last over. And Essen Khan will be the man bowling right arm off spin.
What's his chances, Ryan?
I'm going to say he's not the worst bowler in the world. So I think he's right in it. They've obviously think he's their gun, so they're going to keep him to last. He's under pressure. How will he hold his nerve?
It's only really 2 hits, isn't it? A couple of 6s, and this game is over.
Yeah. Well, you'll notice too here, and this is what the tactics of teams. For spinners, the keeper generally doesn't come up, which I don't like that. I would like to see the keeper get in the game, try and get a wicket, stumping, even keep the batsman in his crease, so to speak. But here we go. Remembering, Irwi has to retire on 31. First ball, is he going to get a boundary? It's going to be tight. It's going to be a boundary. It went underneath. A big moment in the game. Bubba Hyatt couldn't stop it. It goes for 4, and Irwi retires, and he's out of here. A very good innings there. 34 from 12 deliveries. He has set the platform for South Africa to get over the line. 11 off 5.
He took his time early, didn't he? But then he got going. And now you have to say South Africa shouldn't lose this game from here.
No. So here we go. See, Boakwe is the man on strike. His first ball, it's a good delivery. They're only going to get a leg by.
And interestingly enough, what you just spoke about there, Ryan, the keeper, who's nowhere to be seen, couldn't stop one that just rolled half a metre away from where the batsman was standing.
Mate, I just, being a wiki, I just love having the wiki in the game. I want him to get dismissals. I want him to be involved. Here we go. Third ball. Oh, that's going to go a long way. A long, long way, and that's 6. That takes the pressure off. 4 runs required off 3 balls.
Well, Adams has been exceptional in this game, hasn't he? That last over, he went for 10, didn't it? In Hong Kong's innings, and now to come out and just play that shot in a clutch situation.
And again, dinks it fine and goes for 4. That should be it, I would have thought.
No one seems to know.